So we go to the movies, but it's hard because Michael got to sneak in the movie right before it starts. Now I'm sitting there, well, where's Michael? And then I turn around, he's like, hey, Chris. I'm like, oh, man. How long you been here?
So, we go to the movies, but it's hard because Michael got to sneak in the movie right before it starts. Now I'm sitting there, where's Michael? And then I turn around, he's like, hey, Chris. I'm like, oh, man, how long you been here? About 5 minutes. Chris Tucker made Michael Jackson burst out laughing during this show. He even messed up Jackie Chan's name during filming. That's why nobody breaks celebrities like Chris Tucker. Chris could break Michael every single time they were together, whether it was sneaking into movies, borrowing Ferraris from Charlie Sheen, or getting fashion critiques from Prince. Chris Tucker has lived a life so surreal that it sounds made up. Today, we're counting down the moments when Chris Tucker's legendary humor left everyone from Michael Jackson to Jackie Chan to Prince completely helpless with laughter. Let's get into it. Chapter 1, the movie theater prank.
So we go to the movies, but it's hard because Michael got to sneak in the movie right before it starts. Now I'm sitting there, well, where's Michael? And then I turn around, he's like, hey, Chris. I'm like, oh, man.
Chris Tucker and Michael Jackson loved going to the movies together, but Michael couldn't just walk in like a normal person. He was Michael Jackson. So Michael would sneak in right before the movie started, wearing a ninja suit, all black, hiding. Chris would be sitting there wondering where Michael was. Then he'd turn around and Michael would be right behind him. Hey, Chris, how long you been here? About 5 minutes. The idea that Michael Jackson sat behind Chris Tucker in a dark movie theater for 5 minutes without him noticing is hilarious. The idea that he did it in a ninja suit is even better. And the fact that Michael thought this was completely normal, that's the best part. Chapter 2, you forgot to cook the food.
You forgot to cook the food. Forgot to take the day. Food wasn't no good.
Chris Tucker has a way of telling stories that makes you feel like you're right there with him. Like the time he was doing his Michael Jackson impression and just dropped, you forgot to cook the food, forgot to taste the eggs. Fool went no good. It wasn't even a joke. It was just Chris being Chris, but the audience lost it. Michael lost it. Chris just kept going, like he hadn't just said something completely unhinged. That's the thing about Chris. He doesn't tell jokes. He just opens his mouth and whatever comes out is funny. Chapter 3, the Christmas phone call.
He's like, how you doing, Chris? And when he really missed me, he called me Christmas. Hey, Christmas, how are you?
Michael Jackson used to call Chris just to check on him. How you doing, Chris? But when Michael really missed him, he'd call and say, hey, Christmas, how are you? Christmas. Michael Jackson gave Chris Tucker a nickname based on the holiday, not King of Pop or Brother or anything normal. Christmas. Chris never questioned it. He just accepted that Michael Jackson called him Christmas. Because when you're friends with Michael Jackson, nothing is normal. And Chris Tucker is the only person who could make that story sound completely mundane. Chapter 4, the loudest person in the theater.
We watching the movie, he's the loudest person in there.
Really?
You know? Yeah, he's watching the movie like, hee hee.
Chris Tucker gave us the greatest description of what it's like to watch a movie with Michael Jackson. We watching the movie, he's the loudest person in there. He's watching the movie like, then Chris screamed. Not a word, just a scream. That was the impression. Michael Jackson watching a regular movie, screaming at the screen like he was at a horror film. You can picture it perfectly. Michael in his disguise, screaming at explosions, while Chris sits next to him trying to be inconspicuous. No wonder they were friends. They were both chaos. Chapter 5, the flat screen TV story.
And Michael was just so nice, man. You'd be around him and you just get happy, man. He would give you anything if you liked something. Like I was just complimenting a flat screen TV he had. He gave it to me. I was like, Michael, I didn't want the TV.
This might be the most Chris Tucker story ever told. Michael was just so nice, man. He would give you anything if you like something. I was just complimenting a flat screen TV he had, and he gave it to me. I was like, Michael, I didn't want the TV. Then Chris admitted, but then the black came out of me. Yeah, I started liking everything after that. The honesty, the self-awareness, the fact that Chris Tucker accidentally got a free TV from Michael Jackson just because he said it looked nice. And then he started complimenting everything in Michael's house. Nice shoes, Michael. They're yours. Nice car, Michael. It's yours. Chris Tucker played the long game, and Michael Jackson never caught on. Chapter 6, borrowing Charlie Sheen's Ferrari.
It's like, Charlie, let me borrow your Ferrari. He was like, okay, sure. I was like, what? I kept that Ferrari so long, he forgot I had it. He was like, do you have my Ferrari? I said, I think I do.
Before Chris was rich, he was fearless. And being fearless meant asking Charlie Sheen to borrow his Ferrari. Charlie, let me borrow your Ferrari. Charlie said, okay, sure. Chris kept that Ferrari so long that Charlie forgot he had it. Charlie had to call and ask, "Can I have my Ferrari back?" Chris said, "I think I do have it." Charlie said, "Can you bring it back?" Chris said, okay. Only Chris Tucker could borrow a Ferrari from Charlie Sheen, keep it for months, and still be friends afterward. That's not charm, that's something else entirely. Chapter 7, Michael Jackson hangs up on Jackie Chan.
Introduced Jackie to Michael yet?
I don't know. Michael want to meet Jackie, though. He always tell me, I want to meet him.
Oh, he did? Did he call me one time?
This story is so ridiculous that it has to be true. Chris was going to introduce Michael Jackson and Jackie Chan. He wasn't sure if Michael wanted to meet Jackie. Then Jackie told the story of when Michael called him. "I was sleeping. They said, 'Can I have a who's speaking?' They said, 'This is Michael Jackson.' I hung up the phone. I thought somebody was playing on the phone." Jackie Chan hung up on Michael Jackson because Michael talked so low that Jackie thought it was a prank call. Chris's response, "Speak up, Michael Jackson, beat it." Only Chris Tucker could turn a story about Michael Jackson getting hung up on into a punchline about beat it. Chapter 8, Prince licking his fingers.
Licking on his fingers when he was talking to me. I was kind of, he was like, "How you doing? You like the show as a girl?"
Chris Tucker was at a club when he heard a noise behind him. He didn't know what it was. His friends told him Prince was trying to get his attention. Chris turned around. Prince was short, so short that Chris joked, "You can see his feet on his driver's license." But the best part? Prince was licking his fingers while talking to Chris. "How you doing? You like the show?" Chris was confused. Prince kept licking his fingers. Chris kept trying to have a normal conversation. Prince kept being Prince. But only Chris Tucker could make Prince seem like the weird one. Chapter 9, Prince critiques Chris's costume.
I'm in a club in LA one time, Prince. I saw him and his security came over and got me, said, "Prince wanted to meet you." I said, "What? Prince wanted to meet me?" "Yeah."
Prince wanted to meet Chris Tucker. Security came and got him. "Prince wants to meet you." Chris went to the VIP section. Prince looked at him and said, "You played that part in Fifth Element. I was supposed to play that part. I didn't like the costumes. I didn't like that." Chris looked at Prince, who was wearing pants with his butt hanging out, and said, "But you got your butt hanging out your pants." Prince said, "But this is my design. My design." Prince rejected a movie role because he didn't like the costumes, then wore pants with his butt out and called it fashion. And Chris Tucker called him out on it, to his face. Chapter 10, Jackie Chan's free gifts.
Jackie's so nice and I was so comfortable. But Jackie would give me a gift every day. First rush hour, Jackie Chan would give me a gift. Every day he'd send it to my trailer. Yeah, I'm like, what is going on?
During rush hour, Jackie Chan gave Chris Tucker a gift every single day, sent to his trailer. Chris was so touched that he felt like he had to buy Jackie something in return. Then Chris realized, he's from China. They make everything over there. He was getting it for free anyway. The logic is unassailable. Jackie Chan wasn't being generous. He was just getting wholesale prices. Chris Tucker figured out the scam and exposed it on live television. Chapter 11, You Know Everybody.
Name, it doesn't matter if it's like Muhammad Ali, Paul McCartney, Jesus. Yeah, that's my boy. I'm like, what do you mean that's your boy?
Ben Affleck once pointed out that Chris Tucker knows everybody, and Chris didn't deny it. Muhammad Ali, that's my boy. Paul McCartney, that's my boy. Jesus, yeah, that's my boy. The interviewer asked how he knew all these people. Chris just shrugged. I kind of do. His friends Dave Chappelle and Ben Affleck joke about it constantly. You know everybody, man. Where are you right now? I'm in Saudi Arabia with the king. Chris Tucker lives a life so extraordinary that it sounds like a lie, but it's all true. Every bizarre, unbelievable, impossible part of it. Chapter 12, You?
They sometimes it's because they don't see a lot of celebrities, so they be coming up to me looking at me like, "Hey man, you?" I'll be like, "Yeah, me, you?"
Even in his hometown of Atlanta, Chris Tucker gets recognized in the most awkward way possible. People come up to him looking confused. Hey man, you? Chris, yeah, I'm me. You? Then they ask what he's doing at the grocery store. I've got to eat too. You think I'm a superhero? I'm pushing my cart, man. Only Chris Tucker could make grocery shopping sound like a philosophical crisis. And only Chris Tucker would get recognized by people who can't even confirm that it's him. Chapter 13, the 20 to live question.
My last joke would be, I wouldn't be joking around if I had 20 seconds to live. I'd be like, "Yo, get everything together. Whatever I got left, you can have it." Son.
Someone asked Chris Tucker, if you had 20 seconds to live, what would your last joke be? Chris didn't even think about a joke. Go get everything together. Whatever I got left, you can have it. Don't drive my Ferrari. Who's gonna be living in my house? The interviewer pushed, surely you have to go out with a joke. Chris: no, I'm going to be concerned. The man has billions of dollars, friends with Michael Jackson and Prince, and his last thought would be about his Ferrari and his house. That's not greed, that's priorities. Chapter 14, Chris Tucker in Hong Kong.
People in Hong Kong will think all Americans now are like Chris Tucker.
Oh man, Hong Kong. I was the only black person in Hong Kong. I was looking for black people.
When Chris Tucker went to Hong Kong, he was the only black person there. He looked around and said, "Where are the black people at?" There were none. The locals didn't know who he was. They thought he was Kobe Bryant. They were running up to him saying, "Kobe, Kobe, sign my autograph. Kobe, we love you." Chris didn't correct them. He just signed autographs as Kobe Bryant. Because when life gives you lemons, you pretend to be an NBA legend. Chapter 15, Jackie Chan owns everything.
He's like, "You like hotel?" He said, "You like hotel?" I said, "Yeah, it's my hotel. That's my hotel."
When Chris visited Jackie Chan in China, Jackie gave him a tour. "You like hotel?" Chris said yes. Jackie said, "It's my hotel." Jackie owned everything Chris looked at. The hotel, the restaurant, the road, the mountain, probably the air. Chris was walking behind Jackie with 15 other people, feeling completely out of place. "Jackie, wait up. This don't look right, man. We supposed to be together." Jackie said, "Oh, come on. We going to the restaurant," which he also owned. Chapter 16, the Trump impression.
Believe me. Believe me. I know Chris Tucker. He's a great comedian, great guy. I like him.
Chris Tucker's Donald Trump impression is so good that it barely sounds like an impression. Believe me. Believe me, I know Chris Tucker. He's a great comedian, great guy. I like him. It's true, I do like him. I met him. I didn't say much, but I said hello, believe me. The hand gestures, the cadence, the unnecessary repetition of believe me. It's perfect. And the fact that Trump actually did meet Chris Tucker and didn't say much makes it even funnier. Chapter 17, Michael Jordan checks your shoes.
First thing you do is look down what kind of shoes you got. Reebok, man, you crazy. Get out of here, get out of here. You gotta have on Jordan when you go in front of Michael. Well, that's Michael, man.
Every time Chris Tucker sees Michael Jordan, the first thing Michael does is look down at Chris's shoes. "What kind of shoes you got? Reebok? Man, you crazy. Get out of here." Chris's impression of Michael Jordan is perfect. The dismissiveness, the competitiveness, the idea that wearing the wrong shoes is a personal betrayal. Chris admitted, "You gotta have a lot of self-esteem around Michael. You go to his party and he's like, 'How you get in here? I didn't invite you.'" Michael Jordan, the most competitive human on earth, treats Chris Tucker like an uninvited guest at his own party, and Chris just takes it. Chapter 18, the Michael Jackson impression.
You do sing Michael Jackson.
Dangerous! Girl, it's so dangerous!
Chris Tucker singing Dangerous in his Michael Jackson voice is something everyone needs to hear. He doesn't try to sound like Michael. He tries to sound like Chris Tucker pretending to be Michael. And somehow, it's more accurate than any actual impression. The interviewer asked why he chose Dangerous of all songs. Chris just laughed. There's no explanation. It's just the song that came out. Michael Jackson heard Chris do this impression, and he loved it. The King of Pop sat there while his friend made fun of him in the most loving way possible, and he couldn't stop laughing. That's the highest compliment Chris Tucker could ever receive. If this video made you laugh, hit that like button, subscribe for more stories about the legends who make other legends laugh, and drop a comment. What's your favorite Chris Tucker moment? See you in the next one.